Hi guys, welcome back. So today I'm going to do a quick day 1 to 3 recap on the release of 3.14 POE. And yeah, basically on day 1 it was playing Crash of Exile, not Path of Exile. I think everybody has been there. We've been crashing very often, probably every 5 to 10 minutes. Yeah, it was really very bad. I heard it was like the worst in history. So it was really that bad that I remember I attempted Act 1 boss, the Maven, around 8 to 9 times. Yeah, it was very ridiculous. I had to go through the cave so many times that I nearly wanted to give up. Yeah, so I only hit maps in day 2 when the server was stable and things start to get a little bit interesting. Okay, so after that I realized that a Tabula was too expensive for me to get one. It was about 25 chaos. I ignored it and I went for 5 link instead without the minion damage support. And Clay Shaper was about 15 to 18 chaos. Suck it up, man. You just had to buy it. It is mandatory. You don't really have a choice. Adding 2 more golems to your mapping and your bossing is way too good. Yeah, overall is probably the worst league start I ever had, as I was quite behind compared to the others. Like, I think some of you guys have actually watched the popular streamers. They are actually streaming smoothly. They have streamer privilege and stuff like that. Yeah, honestly it was actually quite unfair, but oh well. Yeah, and for some reason I have no idea why golem builds are extremely expensive this league. Yeah, as compared to previous league. I really do not know why. Maybe their nerf was not so much as compared to the other builds, or I don't know, maybe it's just good for ultimatum. As you can see from my previous video, if you did watch them, I literally just go around in circles around the circumference of the ultimatum mechanic, and yeah, it's just really that easy. Just survive and walk around. Okay, and then I got seriously unlucky when I started mapping. I hit like physical reflect map mods so many times. I estimated it was about 30 to 40% of my time. Yeah, there was even once where I ran out of alchemy and sourcing out. I had to use like transmutation to make it magic and run, and I ran out of maps. It's really that bad. Guess I need to go pray. Okay, so now I'm going to talk a little bit about the market rate as of day 3. I do not want to talk about day 1 cause day 1 everybody is crushing. Some people are just monopolizing the market and prices is really not affordable at that day. So yeah, day 2 was a little bit stable, but let's just talk about day 3. Okay, so Clay Shaper was around 13 chaos. It's still quite affordable if you are doing the chaos recipe. And Tabula Rasa is about 15 to 18 chaos. I think it's still fine at that point. Might even go up to 20 chaos, so it's still okay. Alpha House is about 10 chaos. I think it was only 10 chaos like around mid to late of day 3. It was actually around 20 chaos in day 2. Yeah, it's actually quite expensive. So yeah, and then large cluster jewel for minion. Oh my god, the 8 passive skills, like just the base, is ridiculously expensive. It's about 100 plus chaos. Those that is below 100 chaos, I am very sure like 99% of the time they're just gonna ignore you, or they are trolling. I'm not sure, or probably they just realize that maybe if they put at 50 chaos, like why is there 10,000 of people messaging me for it at almost instantly. So they probably change the price after that. But yeah, as you can see, I even tried to buy it at 120 chaos and I got ignored. So I literally just forgo the large cluster jewel at that point. And medium cluster jewel for aura, for the 6 passive skills, just the base, is about 10 chaos. Okay, quite affordable. And the Primordial Harmony is about 15 to 20 chaos. Primordial Eminence is about 45 to 50 chaos. Yeah, for the Eminence, I do not really remember. Was it that expensive at League Start? I really can't remember. But I don't remember this jewel being so expensive. Anyway, the next one, Primordial Might, 2.5 exhaust is about 250 chaos. What is going on here, people? Please explain to me, why is this so expensive? Hello, please. I have no idea why is this so expensive. I just forgo this as well. This is just ridiculous. Yeah, you don't really need Primordial Might to run your golems. Although you need the Primordial Might to make your Anima Stone, but yeah, that's about it. You can just use Eminence, or yeah, just use more Eminence. It's quite doable as well. So yeah, I don't really get it. Okay, and for those of you that want to try the Primordial card, I would really advise not to unless you are really feeling lucky. I've actually tried it twice and I got Primordial Harmony twice. I think it's about 10 chaos per card. I did farm a little bit, but not really much luck. I think the Primordial card drop rates are pretty bad. But other than that, yeah, please do not try it unless you are really feeling lucky. Okay, so for the overall conclusion, better start farming your chaos recipe from Ignite onwards, and then stop at yellow tier maps. I feel that the chaos recipe is really good. It provides a lot of currency, the chaos orb, to get you going at the beginning, and by the time you hit maps or even near yellow tier maps, I am very sure you will have enough currency to at least get your Clay Shaper, 5 link body armor, and Alpha's Howl. This is definitely needed. When I stopped farming chaos recipe at around near yellow tier maps, I had about 2 to 3 exalts already. Yeah, it's actually pretty fast. Okay, and next will be, if you want to invest in cluster jewels, I will suggest getting one with 9 or 10 passive skill points. They actually cost about 10 chaos or less. Yeah, it's not really expensive. And then just use Orb of Alteration to get renewal for large cluster jewel and replenishing presence for medium cluster jewel, and you can just socket them. Okay, let me just show you guys a brief showcase on how it looks like. As you can see, this is my current skill tree. Yeah, you can see I did not go on the right. You can just take one route. So like this, I just went one route, and this actually has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Technically, if you think about it, it is the same as a 8 skill point passive tree. Yep. Sorry, I mean 8 skill points cluster jewel. Yeah, so there actually really isn't much of a difference, if you ask me. So yeah, for this one, just take the side, it's the same, no issues really. Yeah, that's about it. 10 passive skill points is still doable. Okay, next, just invest in the Primordial Harmony or Eminence at the very least. I know it's expensive, but it helps to sustain your golems, cause it provides the armor and the regeneration to your golems. It is a much needed item. Okay, so once you reach yellow tier maps, just map your way to red maps and do Cyrus. Guys, it's doable, trust me. I'm already probably a few maps away from Cyrus at this point of time, and yeah, I'm just on a budget Carrion Golem build. So I mean, you won't be able to kill it super fast, but it's sufficient enough to down it. You really need to know the boss mechanics though. So yeah, I'm very sure if you do not know the boss mechanics, you will not be able to kill it. So do take some time to probably browse through some of the Cyrus mechanic videos or something like that. I'm pretty sure there's a lot out there at YouTube. Yeah, and the next will be, please do not attempt to do ultimatum in red tier maps, like probably at stage 3 to 5 or higher. The mobs of ultimatum is just crazily powerful. I don't think it's something that it should be considered in the early game. Yeah, it just hits so hard and they are so tanky and they spawn so fast with all the different funny modifiers, like there's a skull blowing fire at you, there's a ice bomb, or even some chaos or poison cloud following you. Is actually quite painful to even bear with it. Yep. Okay, so the next point will be sorry, the next one will be at some point try to change your body armor to one that has 6 sockets with life. Like, I mean, it can be corrupted or anything. Just look for 3 red, 1 green and 2 blue. Basically your multi-strike, your melee physical damage, brutality, impale, carrion golem, and what's the last one? Minion damage. Yeah, I bought mine at like 20 chaos. It's not expensive, just get a corrupted one or whatsoever. I mean, it's definitely better than a tabula rasa, because flat life can ultimately push your base HP to about 3.5k at least, and who knows, you might even get lucky and get some resistance on it. Yeah, so even when you're at 3.5k life with bone armor, your effective life is going to be about 5.5k, because bone armor provides about 2000 life, and it must all the damage must go through bone armor first. Yeah, so it's around there. And start doing bosses early into the game to earn more currency. On league start, on your first week or so, where the market is not where the market doesn't have lots of supply, doing bosses in the early stages is going to earn you a lot of currency, because you will be way ahead compared to those people that can't do the bosses early. So yeah. Okay, so for this video, for the last section, I will actually do a question and answer. There are some of you guys out there that actually PM me on Discord asking some question, and I will only actually answer some of the more commonly asked questions. Actually, I did PM most of the people in the chat already, but yeah, I will just address the very common questions. So the first one will be, why Necromancer, why not Elementalist? I think this question has been very popular, or either the most popular questions among all the Carrion Golem people out there playing. So like, why Necromancer, why not Elementalist? Or why Elementalist, why not Necromancer? So this is just my own point of view. Firstly, the skill tree, the Commander of Darkness, it gives your minion more elemental resistance. This is actually the more crucial point that I am looking out. It actually makes your minion tankier, like your zombies and your spectres, and of course your golems, and you wouldn't want them to be dying so often. Like it will be actually very irritating to keep taking a step back and then resummon them and then go back to the pack of mobs, and hopefully they don't die. If they die, you need to take another step back and resummon them, and yeah, you need to repeat this process, which is actually quite irritating. So yeah, this is the first point. And the second point is the unnatural strength, +2 to all level of minion skill gems. Guys, I don't think I really need any explanation, right? This node is just too powerful. Can you imagine? It just literally +2 to all minion skill gems, like your Carrion Golem, zombie, spectres, your Desecrate, Flesh Offering, Convocation, stuff like that. It's just too good. It's just too good. And the third one will be the Bone Barrier, which actually makes you more tanky. In short, you are having the less risk of dying in maps. So people are comparing this Bone Barrier with Bastion of Elements, where Bastion of Elements actually provides you the level 20 Primordial Aegis, and you cannot take reflected elemental damage, while Bone Barrier gives you the Bone Armor skill, physical damage reduction, and more minion life. So actually, regarding this, for the Bastion of Elements, my question to you will be, firstly, why do you need the last mod? Cannot take reflected elemental damage. You should not even be considering this thing, because your minions will not even have elemental damage. You should be able to run elemental damage perfectly fine. Like those mods with reflected elemental damage, it should be zero issue. So this should not even be a concern. And secondly is, on top of this Bone Armor skill, you will get additional physical damage reduction, life regen, and more minion health. So if you were to compare these two, of course Bone Barrier will definitely win. It is just so much better. Okay, so for the next question, people is asking me, the Elementalist skill node, Liege of the Primordial, actually allows your golems to resummon if it dies 4 seconds later. So shouldn't this node be like extremely powerful? My answer is no, it does not. It is just that simple. Because firstly, it will be an extremely big problem if your golem dies so fast at 11% HP regen per second. As you can see, I actually screenshot the stats of life from the Carrion Golem. You can see that it's actually 11.2%, I mean around there. Yeah, so if it dies so fast, as in, you just imagine if your golem probably dies in like 1 second or so, then do you think you can survive in the next 4 seconds for them to spawn back? I think the answer is pretty obvious. Your entire team of zombies and spectrals will probably be wiped also if your golems are dying so fast. It is just a no-brainer. Like, there's no way you can survive if you dash in together with your golems and use Convocation. And if your golems die so fast, I think you're probably going to get wiped together as well. Yeah, so if need to, you can just take a step back, resummon. Otherwise, the map mobs are just too extreme for you to handle. Or probably you have a Reflect Physical map mod that you did not notice. Yeah, this Liege of the Primordial, I just felt that it's a little bit gimmicky. Like honestly, it really looks cool, man. Every 4 seconds, if my golem die, I can just resummon back. That's a nice thing, right? But come on, you can just, if your golems die after let's say maybe a 10-second fight with one of the unique mobs or something like that, just take a step back and resummon. It's not hard. It's really not hard. So ultimately, I don't even think your golem should die that fast when you are using a necromancer, because like I mentioned previously, they have the extra elemental resistance, and I am pretty sure you won't be running Purity of Ice, Fire, or Lightning in the early stages. You definitely will not have enough mana reservations for it. So yeah. Okay, so for the next and the last questions, I get this very often, is that I'm dying too much in maps. Is there something that I am missing or something that I forget to do? Can you like help me to check out or something? So yeah, if you really follow my guide previously, the answer is no, because you should be quite tanky already. Like where I am now, my life is actually at 3.7k with resist cap, 65% block chance, 35% evade, and 15% block. This is with all flasks up at all time. I mentioned earlier, your flasks are extremely important. You need to get them up at all times. Even if there's a slight gap or delay that you do not have enough charges to up, as soon as you have the charges, please just press them. Yeah, you can see from this screenshot over here, this is how my defensive stats actually look like. And like I mentioned earlier with the bone barrier, I think it's actually very tanky already for a league start. Like you wouldn't see some slayer or some minor builds have this kind of defensive stats. Yeah, so the next thing will be, if you see a massive group of monsters, guys, please just do not literally walk in. You are very tanky, but you are not Superman. You will just die from it. So I actually screenshot an example. So like you can see from this picture on the right side, this is just one massive chunk of mods. I don't really have an extremely clear picture, but if you will ask me to estimate, I think there is like probably 40 to 50 mods in here. This is actually a Crusader map, and the monster spawns quite significantly here. The packs are actually very packed together. So yeah, even with the flask on, it is not safe. Honestly, it is just not safe also. So just take a step back, let your golems do the job. If they die, sometimes you just really don't have a choice, because either the pack is too much or your map mods are too insanely crazily buffed by the monsters. Yeah, otherwise just rinse and repeat. Or you can, the other option is you can just run through the monsters while they are attempting to hit you. But honestly, man, do not expect to come out alive in one piece if you were to go through like this kind of pack of mobs. It's just crazy. Yeah, and also do remember, this is just a league start. Your items are not like top tier or even tier 1 items. You are not super tanky at this point of time. You are just tanky but not super tanky. Okay, so this comes to the end of my video for the recap and a little bit of a short guide and question and answers to the people that PM me, or even for some beginners that are starting out this league as well. So yeah, for my next video, I will be focusing on showcasing some tools and tips for beginners to league start. I know it might be a bit late, but I'll try to upload the video as soon as possible. So for some of you guys that have actually started late, you can actually use this method of currency making in the early game to not let you get so demoralized with the market economy as of now. So yeah, thank you for watching. Do remember to hit the like and subscribe button, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you. Bye.